Warning: contents of this digital story may contain images of past Indigenous and Torres Strait Islander people. I would like to acknowledge the traditional owners and custodians of this land, their elders past and present. I acknowledge and respect their resilience, continuing culture, and the contribution they make to the lives of people in Woodridge and the Logan region. I also extend an acknowledgement to respect other Indigenous peoples and culture. I live in the city of Logan, which has a rich and diverse history and connection across a variety of communities today. Logan's beginnings lie with the Turrbal, Jagera, Yugara, Yugambeh and Yugarapo people, with elders like Bill and Billen fighting for the rights of his tribe. I am White Australia, uncovering its black history. I am uncomfortable, confronted and shocked. This country I call home was once plentiful, shared by all, full of languages, respect and negotiation. The land provided food, shelter and other resources, while the winds carried music and spirits alongside dream time to reach the hearts of its traditional people. It is encouraging to see a level of visibility of Indigenous people, cultural, and attempts to maintain knowledge and value. However, generally there is a whitewash and it can be hard to see through dominant white privilege and mainstream society, the exploitation of cultural heritage when it suits for tourism and election benefit, and the indelible mark of colonisation. A dark past that continues to impact Indigenous communities gives rise to intergenerational trauma, judgment, labelling of Indigenous people as troublesome, unfit and disrespectful, which is often attributed to Logan people. Although we might see acts of violence or discord among some communities, it can often be traced back to the devaluing of Indigenous people by mainstream society, who share a fundamental lack of awareness, empathy and the ability to come together in conversation to achieve best possible outcomes for individuals and communities. In an effort to connect directly to Indigenous truth and understanding, I reached out to my neighbour Rhonda from Condamooka Country, who has resided in Woodridge for 42 years. Our conversation was rich and meaningful. I am told that there are no known traditional owners of Logan left today. Many people lay claims and may in fact come from neighbouring lands. Borders have been blurred over time, unclear heritage lines due to loss of family connections, passing on of oral storytelling and, of course, the stolen generation. It was sadly reminded that only 50 years ago Aboriginals were afforded the right to vote, yet their lives still controlled in many ways due to lack of constitutional rights and poor legislation. Today, Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people celebrate many historic events and milestones such as Referendum Day, Sorry Day, Mabo Day, together with Indigenous soldiers being remembered as part of Logan Council's tribute to black diggers. Slowly there is awakening of mainstream society to also celebrate in these. Yugambeh Museum is committed to identifying and maintaining the Yugambeh's culture, keeping stories and spirits alive through collections of objects, education, exhibitions and ceremonies. But it shouldn't just be up to Indigenous communities. A call upon the federal government to introduce Indigenous language into schools has been discussed over the past few years, and there is an attempt to save dying languages, creating pathways to restore and promote knowledge and cultural heritage. No small feat, and it will require support from broader society. I am fortunate to work alongside a colleague also from Condamooka Country, with a firm and a team of people that, in valuing education, diversity and inclusion, have worked with Indigenous communities and organisations, created scholarships for Indigenous students, celebrated NAIDOC Week and regularly participate in conversation on native title. My story does not stop here. It is one of continued learning, critical evaluation, reflection and the unveiling of whitewash and attempted homogenisation of culture that I have walked. Today I offer my apology, my heart and hope for a brighter, richer country.